On October 9th of 2024, Floridians were gearing up for a hurricane that would ravage the state that evening. A very sensible and well-adjusted man decided it would be a wonderful idea to just tie his bull terrier up to a fence and then just leave it. Later on, a state trooper posted his video of him finding the dog almost belly deep in water, sparking outrage across the state. Even the governor got pissed off at this, calling for the man's arrest. If it wasn't self-evident already, hurricanes and pets are a really horrible combo, and I'm sure you're wondering, how not to be this guy? All it really takes is not being. All you need is a plan. If you're riding out the storm with If you're riding out the storm with your pets, bear in mind that your animals are probably going to be really freaked out and not fully understand what's going on. Cats and dogs can hear things way louder than us, and birds can sense differences in barometric pressure. That's a fancy way of saying they can tell something weird is happening. Anything medically formulated to calm your pet down, like treats or a diffuser for the air, is a really good aid. If you have a dog, chew toys are also a really good idea. A Kong is probably one of the best options you can get. You can fill them with treats and then they'll just be distracted for hours. If they have a cage that they feel safe in, tossing a blanket over it is a good way to help calm them down too sometimes, but it does depend on the animal. The most important thing to bear in mind when you have an animal during a hurricane is to be really patient with them. They don't know what's going on, and the chances of them misbehaving is a lot higher. But circling back to my original point, some people find evacuating with their animals difficult. A lot of the time, people with pets before hurricanes either don't evacuate and stay with their animals because they don't want to abandon them even when they are in the evacuation zone, or they do evacuate and they just abandon their animals. Probably among the most important things to do before a hurricane is to make sure that you know where you're going to go way before anything is even ever announced. When looking for a place to go, be aware of read or wait restrictions, as well as cancellation dates. Be aware of potential storms before anything comes your way and secure your spot as soon as possible. You can always cancel if it changes course, but you can't take back the guilt of leaving your pets behind or being stuck in a storm when things get bad. Set aside monthly hurricane funds bit by bit if you have to, like a monthly hurricane insurance payment to yourself. Have a first aid kit for your pet and yourself, and make sure your pet is up to date on vaccines because some places won't let them in if they aren't. Know the law. After Katrina, the Pets Act stated that it was required for pet owners to be taken into account prior to, during, and following disasters. Knowing about and educating other people on statistics is also a huge factor. Before and after Katrina, over 15,000 animals were rescued from the storm, and only 15 to 20% were reunited with their owners. On top of that, over 88,000 were completely unaccounted for, assumed to be dead. Climate change does affect the strength and frequency of these storms, and no, the governments cannot make hurricanes. We need to start pushing for better education and law-making decisions for the environment. The overall health of the environment affects us day to day, and people tend to forget that. Every single little thing that we rely on is almost always based off of how good the environment is doing, even our food. We can do better, and we will do better.